Hi guys, welcome back into my channel. I hope that you're doing super well. In today's video, I will be bringing you along for a little snippet about the Capricorn Full Moon that's coming up this week. You know, I recorded an amazing meditation and this whole thing yesterday, and for whatever reason, the microphone wasn't working properly. So here I am. I'm thinking that I'll pivot and just sort of do more of a high level of what you might expect to feel in this full moon. I know I can also upload, and I will, another meditation that I've done in the past if you would like to sink into one. But I thought it was really fitting because this full moon is like 100% lining up with how I've been personally feeling just about my energy and the way things are right now. Capricorn is an earth sign, and it's really grounding and healing, and also very focused on sort of the work and service that we do in the world. And Capricorns can be really relentless in a good way in trying to climb the mountain and achieve goals, which I don't like those words, but constantly trying to be productive in this overwhelming world that we're in right now. I know on a collective level, just to sort of set the stage, it's a really pivotal time in history, and I think we'll all look back to this post-pandemic time as some of the most formidable, right? Like, there's been such unrest and uncertainty, like on a government level down to the states and cities that we all live in, especially in the United States. There's been tremendous sort of upheaval in corporate America. There's been mass layoffs, people navigating like transitions and pivots. And we all know how that can be, unexpected changes, or all of a sudden, like the org that you work in is just evaporating. That happened to my sister late last year. And it's really hard when these things come up in our life and we weren't planning on it. And this is kind of the energy of the Capricorn full moon. It's like a champagne bottle that could just explode at any moment, but then also there's the stillness of after it's poured, and it's just this relishing and sort of really drinking the fruits of our labor. And as much as it's an earth sign, I think this moon is really, really calling for this deep soul collective just awareness. My car thinks so too as it just beeped. This is a deeper level of a moon. This is like a soul level resurgence where we're asked to level up as humans and as companions and as family members, and you name it, the roles that we all fill. But we need to ask ourselves on that intuitive level and check in with our higher self and always with our hearts to see if how we are living right now in this July of 2026 coming up is in alignment with who we are and our authentic true self. Are you living in agreement and accordance for what you're trying to do? And maybe that is the service and the work that you do in the world, or where you live. Fill in the blank to whatever it is that you feel called to focus on for this moon. But I personally think that there's two things going on. One, we should never, ever, ever attach our self-worth to productivity or achievement. We are inherently worthy as we are, just as divine human beings that were born in this life to have this experience, this spiritual experience in a human body alongside all these other beautiful humans and in nature and on the earth. We live on this beautiful planet that is full of abundance. And I think at times it's really easy, myself included, to get on this productivity train where we feel like the only way to sort of keep up or do what's expected of us, which we don't really need to follow in accordance to that. We need to go on our own guideline and time frame. But it's just important that you detach from the idea of productivity and success equaling your self-worth. On top of that, the second thing is, are you really, really, truly checking in with yourself to map your energy to the things that you really feel are important to your life and your well-being. And this is huge, and often it requires us to be very intentional about our days and the way that we schedule our time, hopefully offering ourselves a lot of free time as well. But when we get so burdened and bogged down by responsibility and the things that we feel we're supposed to be doing, it clouds our ability for joy. And it oftentimes causes us to feel like, gosh, when am I going to be able to do the things I really want in my life? Or when is this thing that I've been working towards going to come to fruition? And I think that you need to give yourself permission to have the free time and to say no to things and I know I always say this, but to ruthlessly prioritize what you're offering up to yourself each day, because we have a finite amount of hours each day, and it's up to you to feel like you're living a life that's truly in alignment. And so I think this full moon is asking us to do two things: to really go after the things that we want, the things that you've been dreaming of and that your heart is like, I want to do. I'm going to give you an example. I think I shared on my channel, and you probably have seen too. I designed a line 5 years ago, and I didn't do it probably in the right way. I had left my job at eBay. I wanted to bring my ideas in the world, and I spent so much money creating this beautiful high-end line of silk caftans and resort wear that was inspired by my travels and working at a textile cooperative in Central America in Guatemala. And it was such an amazing experience. And I look back at that path that I was on, and I would get up every morning and sketch and share it on social media. I was constantly checking in with myself to map myself to this dream. And I think I had to go through it. And even though it wasn't probably done in the most economical way, it was an experience that I really cherished because I saw something through to completion. Was it a total win? I don't know what that term even means for all of us. I did sell many of them. They were in some stores, but I probably tried to be too insulary, and I didn't share as much or ask for help. And so this has been part of my path, is how do I go back to designing again and do it differently? That's one of my dreams, bringing products to life. I want to bring them on my channel. I want to show the world my artistic side and what really makes me smile, and how that translates into a product, whether it's something somebody wears or it's a meditation shawl. You get the drift. But that's something for me, as much as my schedule is really packed right now, I try when I can to offer myself a little bit of time. I've been sharing illustrations on my channel and coloring and the things that make me feel like an artist. And even if I have to do it on a small scale while I'm journaling, it still feels amazing. And I'm still putting energy into that future goal and that dream of mine. And so it's we have to check in with ourselves, even if we've had a failure and we're oh, here I go again. Can I really stand up and get back up here? And the answer is yes. And this moon is a perfect time to sort of do a check-in with what you set forth to do back in January and the beginning of the year, or whenever you set your goals. I know I set mine more the astrological new year in April. But look back and see if you're staying true to what it is that you want, because you so deserve it. And there's never going to be a perfect moment or an opportunity or this big runway of time. I think often we say, oh, in between my next big job, I'll spend 2 weeks and put all my heart into a new line. And the reality is it doesn't always happen that way. And we have to carve that time out. We have to make it a priority. And the reason why we do is because we know it lights us up. I mean, that's why I'm here with you guys. I want to inspire you as I inspire myself as I'm saying this out loud. I am going to do something today that's tied to my dream. And we owe it to ourselves, because guess what? There's no other person like you on the planet, and there never will be. And it's up to you to honor yourself and trust in the path that you're creating and unfolding. And even though there's times, and let me tell you, I have epically failed in the design realm, like at least twice. I won't get into all the details, but it's like, doesn't mean that I can't get back up again and try. And I'm going to. I tell myself all the time, it's on my vision board. I see so much for myself. We have so much riding on us every day as a human being that we don't even realize, down to the 60,000 thoughts a day. And we can start there during this this full moon. It is going to be a new time in this full moon. I think that's why I said new. There's going to be this new sense of adventure that you can return to yourself. And that's what I'm calling this whole Capricorn full moon. There is a return to yourself, to recommit to what you've really always wanted, and to allow yourself to do it. And guess what, you guys? I'm giving you permission, and I hope you give yourself permission. This might require that you say no to some things. You might have to bow out of some invitations or stop volunteering at the place that you do. There's times and places where we are in our lives, and then guess what? We change and evolve, and we don't have to continue as we always have. And so as we know, these big full moons, they usually are a culmination, right? It's the ending of a cycle. It's the beginning of a new one. And so let the cycle wrap up and allow yourself, as we start out in the rest of July, to sort of return to you and what you want and to your heart. Listen to your heart. That's what I'm going to leave you with. I hope you guys have the most amazing week. Whenever you're seeing this video, you're totally meant to. I would love if you want to drop something in the comments below about what you're sort of hoping to return to within yourself, or some dream that you have. The more that you share and say it out loud, we can all support you and with prayer and intention. And I think that's one thing this moon is asking us to do, is be a little vulnerable, to just put ourselves out there. And that might mean committing to something that feels scary, and you can do it. You totally can. I love you guys. I hope you have an awesome, awesome day, and I will be back with you really soon. Take care.